Film anything this weekend, and at first I was going to be content with that, but when I realized I was about to do this little DIY thrift flip, I figured I should just film it. And I have done this before for you guys to see, but it's basically I'm gonna be converting another denim maxi skirt. This time it's gonna fit me because the one that I got does not fit me as well, and so I want to do it again. I recently thrifted 2 pairs of diesel jeans from 2 completely different thrift stores, and this one is my size, this one is not my size. However, I need a square of it, just like you guys saw in my other video, to be able to do the back part of the skirt. Now on this particular skirt, I'm gonna leave the split open in the front because I've been seeing some outfits styled and I really like the way that that looks, especially if you're gonna wear like some knee-high boots or something like that. I just think it's really cute. So with the leftover material for this one, is this one the one that fits me? This one fits me. For the leftover material for this one, because I'm only using the bottom part of the leg for the square or for the triangle, I'm gonna attempt to turn the top portion into like a cute little tube top. And that way, with the back portion of the skirt matching because of this, I can actually wear it together as like a denim on denim set, which is very much on trend right now. And I think it'll look really cute. Now, don't mind my ring light in the back of my TV. I also thrifted this Burberry tank. However, right here, the Burberry is like, you know, rubbing off. Let this be a lesson. Do not pay money for these designer t-shirts because you're seeing right now how like the quality is just not even worth it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little denim square, or you know, I'm gonna make it so it fits exactly right here, and I'm gonna sew denim feet on both sides of the bear because I feel like that could be super cute. And yeah, that's how I'm going to upcycle this so that it doesn't look janky. So those are my 3 little projects that I'm gonna hopefully get done today, because honestly, I would love to be able to wear this skirt for work this upcoming week. So it's dark. This is very much a last minute video, but I wanted to bring you guys along with me on this journey. So this is what we're gonna be working on. Let's get started. I'm gonna do my best to get really good angles for you guys, but please bear with me because these are harder videos to film because I do not have the proper setup to be angled like down. So I'm gonna do my best. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna do, and I am like actually nervous to do this, which I don't know why. It's not like I haven't done this before already, but you know, there's always that chance that I might really just F it up this time. So, you know, I am going to do my best, but I am going to go ahead and start with splitting the seam. So last time I used a seam ripper to literally break apart the seams, but this time around I'm just gonna cut it because it's definitely much easier and quicker. So I'm gonna cut down this middle seam right here, which you guys are gonna see right here. I've already started. And I'm basically just going to split the seam all the way down the middle, and then I'll come back to you guys when I do that. I wanted to come on and talk through portions of this video because I am such an amateur, you guys. I took a semester of sewing in college and that's pretty much it. Everything else that you guys see me do when it comes to sewing and thrift flips are all things that I taught myself, and I've taught myself through trial and error. All of that to say, if you guys are interested in trying a thrift flip or you're curious, just give it a shot. I mean, you learn by trying, and that's really how we all learn, you know? So what you're seeing me do right here is I'm trying to pin this together to kind of map out how I'm going to do this top. And this was a lot more complicated than I thought it was gonna be. You're gonna see later on that it kind of ends up being a fail, which, you know, it happens. It doesn't mean I'm not gonna try again, but you know, I did fail it on this one. I'm just being honest with you guys. So I'm like cutting off the bottom because I know for sure that I need the bottom part of this for the portion of the skirt. So that's kind of where I started with cutting off the pieces, and I was trying to get the bottom as even as possible because I wanted to keep it a raw hem. And you're kind of seeing right now like my rotary tool, I think I need to replace the blade. I think you have to replace these every so often because it's definitely not as sharp as it was when I first got it. But when I was in the craft store and I was looking at the different blades, I could not remember which rotary tool I had. So I'm gonna have to go back and replace this blade a little bit later. Sorry, I can't talk. Because this was just not it for me. I did not like the way that was so hard to cut. Now, obviously, I could edit all of this out and make it look like this skirt came together in a super easy way, but that would be a lie and not very realistic. I kind of want to show you guys the struggle along the way of me trying to figure this out, because even now looking back, I feel like I should have tried to turn this into a denim tube top dress instead of a shirt, because then I could have used the same method that I used for the skirt, and then I could have sewn and nipped in the sides so that it was a little bit more fitted. But you know, we all live and learn, and you know, a little bit of practice and now I have new ideas to try. And that's kind of how this goes, and how you develop your ideas is by trying. So don't be afraid to try. Now right here you're seeing me struggle because I'm like, okay, how am I going to arrange this portion right here to like sew together and make it a nice little fitted top, because obviously I didn't want it to be loose. And so I was thinking to myself, okay, let me just try to taper it in by cutting up the back. Now this is where I messed up, okay? Because I started cutting up the back and I thought, okay, how am I gonna sew this together? Okay, maybe I should just cut a little bit further up the back. So then I cut further up the back, and I believe I ended up cutting basically all the way. I don't know what I was doing or thinking or how I thought I would execute this, but it was at this point I realized that this was about to be a fail and that I was probably going to have to find another use for this. So I set it aside after like a little bit of frustration, because look, I'm just like, what am I doing? I just keep going and I don't really know what I'm doing at this point. I think I feel like I'm trying to even it out to sew it together, but you know, it was not really working. And so, you know, after like realizing I was a little bit in over my head, I was like, let me just move over to the skirt because this is something that I know how to do. So I went ahead and took the other, like the darker denim portion, and I put it under the split, I guess you could say, to try to like measure it out basically so that I had a perfect piece to cut. So that's actually what you're about to see here. You're gonna kind of see that process. You're gonna see me like play around with it a little bit. And even now, just like looking at this, instead of doing what you're about to see me do, I'm starting to realize I could have sewn this a different way to get a more fitted look like I wanted. But you know, you live and you learn. We're gonna try again, but I do end up really loving the way this skirt comes out. You guys will see that. So I'm gonna come back in here a little bit later so I could talk you through when I really messed this one up too. So after you see me pin these portions together front and back, I realized that I actually want to take in the waist a little bit because I want the skirt to be fitted. So I detached the waistband at the top, pinned it all the way down the center of the back of where I wanted to sew, if that makes sense. You can kind of see what I'm doing. And then I used a marking tool just to draw a straight line so I could sew like literally a straight line all the way down. So this was probably one of the smarter things that I did as far as the line goes, but trying to detach that waistband, yeah, that's also where I messed up because I had no clue how to reattach it after I detached it. So that's where we started to have a little bit of a problem. But right here, you just see me sewing it together completely down, all the way down the length of the skirt. And this is where you see me struggle with how I'm going to reattach this waistband. See, my toxic trait is trying to attempt things I have never tried before. Okay, so I had gotten so far and then the sewing machine started messing up. It was like a tension issue. It took me a second to figure it out. So I had to sew a test piece of fabric to see if I had fixed it. And so basically I went ahead and used this piece right here just to kind of see. And it seems to be working properly now because before it just kept getting caught. So I'm thinking either this needle was a little bit too far up or it has something to do with the way that I had the thread in the machine. So I think we're all good now. I'm gonna try my best to attempt to finish this skirt because if I have to hand sew it, this won't get done and I've just ruined 2 pairs of jeans for no reason. At this point, I am now taking the darker piece of denim and I'm lining it up under the skirt because this is going to be the back portion that I'm sewing in. And I'm taking the seam of this darker pair of denim and lining it up with the seam that I've created for the skirt because to me it just looks a lot more cohesive that way. And then I'm going to lay all the pieces on the edges flat, and then I'm going to use a marking tool again to draw this triangle out. And then when I cut it, I'm going to leave myself about 1 inch of seam allowance just so I have room truly to mess up while I'm sewing this. I like to leave myself room to mess up in case I have to detach it and try again. So that's why I personally use the seam allowance on this. And so also using the white tool made it very easy. It was like basically cutting along the line, so you can kind of see where I'm doing the seam allowance right here. And this honestly made it so much easier for me to line it back up and sew it. So after I got it cut out and pinned, I went ahead and tried it on just to kind of see if this is how I wanted it to be, but the waist again was still really big. So I then took it and put it on my mannequin that I just recently purchased for, occasions such as this, and I adjusted the mannequin to my exact waist measurements just so I could see exactly how off on the sizing I was. And then also I was kind of glad that I did this too because on the back the 2 lines from both sides are not lined up perfectly, so I went ahead and cut past this point also so that I could realign them and make it just look a lot more cohesive. So went ahead and cut it down, and then I took the skirt and I reversed it so that I was inside out, and then I pinned it that way according to my waist measurements just so I knew exactly how much to take in. Now this is going to be very interesting having this mannequin here because I'm gonna really think that I could be Project Runway's next top designer. However, I've never ever gone to design school. I really have no idea what I'm doing, but we all can have that fantasy, right? So I put it on, you see me, kind of like figure this out, and then I take it off and then we get back to sewing. on the next day. When I tell you guys, it was getting so frustrating working with this skirt. And really it's my fault because I didn't want such a flared bottom. I wanted more of a slim fit bottom. So basically I should have been a little bit more thoughtful about my execution, and especially with trying to alter this waistband. So what I ended up doing is I ended up removing the waistband altogether because these particular jeans were like a button fly. And so it occurred to me, like when I was younger, we used to try to find the button fly Levi's and cut off the waistband so that it would be frayed around the top. So I was like, you know what? Because the waistband was so difficult to sew, I decided to cut it off, and that made it like so much easier to sew. So I'm gonna show you guys where we ended off at, and then obviously I have to throw it in the washer. It's gonna look so much better when I throw it in the washer, and then I will discuss what we're about to do next. So this is the skirt. So the waistband is gone. I still have this, and I've sewn this part together. Now the thing is I'm trying to decide if I want to add the extra piece of fabric right here or leave it open. Because I did cut off the waistband, it is more low rise, so this isn't quite as high as it appears right here. And then I'll show you the back. So this is the back with no waistband. Obviously it's been sewn together, and then I have added the extra piece of fabric in the middle. So when this is washed, this is gonna look so much better. It looks kind of janky right now. But overall, I really, really love the fit, and I'll try it on for you guys right now so you can kind of see so far what it looks like. Okay, this is what it looks like right now. I do want to sew this together so it doesn't like come apart. My belly button is like right here. And the back looks actually cool. It doesn't look crazy or anything. I was kind of concerned about how the pockets were going to look, but it actually looks really good. But this is the dilemma. Do I add the fabric in the middle or leave it? But I feel like if I were to wear calf length boots, having the split in the front is actually really cute. So I'm gonna wash it, see how it looks, and then I will decide if I'm going to be adding the material in the middle or not. So this is where we're at, and we still need to work on the corset part because that could really set this whole entire look off. There's always ambulances going up and down my street. And then we have to run to the thrift store because I am looking for something else for my little DIY, but I don't know, the more I look at it, the more I just really like it. And I did cut the length, so it is actually perfect. I really like this actually. And then like with some chain belts, really taking it back to my youth in high school. All right, that's where we're at right now. Woo! When I tell you guys, it is nipply outside. It is so cold. It is so cold. It's 51 degrees, but a California 51 is different than another part of the world 51, let me tell you, because we're right by the water. You know, because I was like thinking about this, and somebody made a comment about it in my comments, which got me to thinking. Whenever I would tell you guys what the weather was, you guys would be like, oh, I'm in the Midwest and that's like nothing and that's not even that cold or whatever. But then somebody who was from the Midwest, who is familiar with California, was talking about how lower degrees in California, it's like actually like a 50 degrees is like a 30 degrees somewhere else. And it made sense to me because I was thinking about how we are on the coast. So all of the cold like air and water and stuff from like the Arctic and what, I don't know geography, listen, don't try to come for me in the comments, but basically it's freaking freezing, okay? It's very icy and nipply outside. So whoo, it's cold. But on the way to Goodwill, because I'm looking for something else for my little projects, and what's interesting is my niece works at the Goodwill right by my house now, so obviously that's like cool. I don't do like her discount or anything like that, because I don't really care about that, but it's just cool to like go in there and see her every now and again, and then she'll kind of tell me if there's like good stuff, you know, that are about to be put out on the floor or whatever. So yeah, so I'm heading over there, and I don't think I'm gonna like find anything crazy. I'm like literally looking for a specific thing, like one or two specific things. So I just figured I would take you guys with me. I literally might show you a flash of like, I don't know, 20 seconds of B-roll. So don't get excited. This is not a thrift with me. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I wasn't really feeling the top, so I went ahead and took the pockets and the patch off, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and sew it on here like so, just to kind of give like a cargo vibe, and fray the edges so that when I wash it, those fray as well. And I think we're gonna be done, and then I will try it on and show you guys what it looks like. I do not have time to be cute for you guys because it literally took me 2 days to finish like everything that I'm about to show you, which is only 2 things, but I'm gonna show you the completed skirt and then another little like side project that I made out of like a piece of some of the scraps. So without further ado, let me show you the first item. I had tucked away a few linen button-ups probably last summer because I was going to do like some thrift flips with it, but never really did anything. So I pulled this one out. This right here is a, wow, is that really buttoned up like crooked? Hold on. Okay, here we go. So I love this purple color. I went ahead and cropped it, and then I took the pocket, the diesel pocket, and put it here like a side pocket. I thought that was really cute. And then I did a type of hem all the way around the bottom, which I don't even know if you can see. So it's meant to look like it's a raw edge, but it's done in a way where it will not unravel. And I did it in a darker blue thread to match the pocket on the denim. So I'm gonna try this on and show you guys how it looks. And then the skirt, I'm gonna take you over to the mirror so you can see like the full thing. Or let me see if I can lower this a little bit for you guys to see. All right, so this is the skirt right here. It is completely washed and distressed. Pockets have the little loop, the diesel patch, and the raw hem around the waist. And I think this is gonna look really cute with boots. And I like the fact that I left the slit in the front. I think it's gonna be perfect for summer. But all in all, I love the way that it came out. I'm gonna take you over to the mirror so you could see it a little bit better. All right, that is a little bit better so you guys can see. Sorry, the light's a little glary, but I love it. I think it's super cute. I'm gonna have so much fun wearing this summer. I like the fact that it kind of has like pockets right here. These are usable pockets and just a little bit different than all of the other denim skirts that you will be seeing. So this is the finished product, and then I'm going to try on the button up so you can see how that looks as well. I also completely forgot to show you guys the Burberry top. Here it is right here. The little paws are denim, and honestly, it is so cute. I like the way that it shrunk just a little bit, enough for it to be kind of like, you can see me in the mirror, enough for it to kind of be like a baby tee. So I'm so happy with it. I cannot wait to wear it, and honestly, I might actually wear it tomorrow. All right, this is what the shirt looks like right here. I'm wearing my high waist sweats with it, but more or less, I'll probably be wearing these with denim. I love this shirt so much. It's so cute. like nice and cropped and just like very easy. This is gonna be perfect for spring. So yeah, girl's looking like a mess, but this is the completed thrift flip for both the skirt and the top. I don't even know if I showed you guys me making the top, but anyways, let me know down in the comments which piece is your favorite, and if you are gonna be making any pieces yourself, tell me what you're gonna make. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.